So I'm here in Everett right now of Washington. I'd broken my foot and had to seek respite in a homeless shelter for women. And respite from life. I'd have been a paramedic working during COVID. Death marauded during COVID. Couldn't see my mom during COVID. Shut down on life. But still held my poise, held my steady, still went to work, still did my best to make time to self-care by going to the Renaissance Festival. And they gang stalked me there really hard with their covert communism. That's commie country, honey. They will tar and feather you, call you a witch, make it stick because they said so. Long story short, now I'm in Everett and miscalculated my departure days to go to Houston since my children financed, actually it was my daughter and her boyfriend helped finance me to come out for a visit, respite. And since I miscalculated it, I ran out of gas at a gas station. I called a shelter at 7:30, leave a message for an 8 o'clock curfew. And if you look at my video logs, I even have a log of me at the gas station. All right? Okay. So when I get to the shelter after Sitting Bear had come and rescued me, helped me out, upon entering, one of the overseers came at me with aggression. Aggression. No question. Didn't even approach me with an ounce of respect. I told her I left a message. She denied it. And I'm like, okay, you didn't get it. It's not my fault. I did my part. So, they're holding me accountable for it, I'm guessing, because she made it very clear, if I leave that mission to go on my trip, they were going to kick me out, eject me. Okay, this is a women's mission. You're going to deny a resident a trip to her family. I've already reported to you lovely ladies. I'm being gang stalked there. Even gave you guys literature of recommendation. Bridging the Gap. TargetedJustice.com, where the gang stalking manual is published there. From a book. I'm willing to bet none of those ladies did their homework. For whatever reason, nobody came to talk to me. Nobody came to confer with me. Nobody brought it up ever since then. I let them know that somebody invaded my privacy because I was cross-contaminated with peanuts on the door handle. I told them, I said, you know, people going in and out of these rooms can kill somebody. Heartfully meant. My case, for example, if I hadn't had my experiences with multiple anaphylactic exposures, an inexperienced person may have been caught unaware of that and really could get really hurt. And every evening I had sit in observance during roll call, to see if they would add, by the way, ladies, stay out of each other's rooms. They're very Johnny on the spot with everything else except that. I shouldn't have to teach anybody to add that into their addendum. Not my place. That was for their critical thinking to figure out. That throws a lot of shade on those that run the show, especially with the permissiveness. Not my place. I held my silence. So, whenever I came in late, nobody called me to see if I was okay. I left a message. It's not my fault. You did not make yourself available to it for whatever reason. And on top of that, you got a lot of covert communist action going on there. Not my job to fix. You all know who's into what. That's not my job. That's for y'all to fix. Or not. I don't care what you do. But I do care about all the targeted individuals that are in your custody as guardian over there of the manor. And I have a vested interest in all of the other targeted individuals that come after me. And there are targeted individuals there at this very moment besides me. So what Miss Terry says to me, if I leave on my flight, I can't come back. So what am I going to do? I already told them I was acutely stressed. So they don't even do their own investigations to ask about what they could do to help the gang stalking situation. They're hiding their little heads in the sand on that. Let them. Okay, you want to deny it? Deny it's happening. That's on you guys. I don't care what you do. I kept my nose clean, kept to myself, refrained from gossiping, to the point of I'm not even lighting it up with saying the observations of participation. I have you all figured out, honey. You guys tipped your hands all over the floor. And even then, I'm not going to be pointing a finger at a witch. That's for you guys to do. Because Everett Gospel Mission, if you are endorsing guilty until never, ever, ever having a chance to be proven innocent, you are the League of Doom. And however you'd like to translate that, be my guest. Yeah. Over the place. The bestest way to figure them out is whenever they kind of hide their head from the camera. But whatever. I already did documentary on who was here. Anyhow, so they threatened my spot to get me to not take my flight to visit with my family. So as a consequence, I have lost my position here at the Everett Gospel Mission. I called them. They're stonewalling me. Do you know what stonewalling is? Stonewalling is a manipulative, psychological act of violence, as evidenced by subpoena the phone records. That would be a good place to start. I have my documentation of where I was. And besides that, you guys have all these targeted individuals. And all these reports, falsified reports, I might add you. Don't tell me any one of you guys believe what the smallpox blanket band has to say to you about any targeted individual in the face of the absence of innocent until proven guilty. All of this action, covert communist action, doesn't look good. So that is my story so far. And I have to go in to go talk to my overseers. So since the overseers had ejected me from practicing my drum in my car, my truck here, they said, go take it to a park. Okay. So what happened was, I didn't want to because I'm being death marauded. I'm being harassed. I have these covert communists up my sweet, succulent, strong back. Oh, it's very strong and it's sexy too. Because I'm fit as a fiddle. How about you? You guys implement healthy adjuncts into your daily itinerary? Because you guys are all up my itinerary with all of your judging. So I come here to the park now to find my solitude. I can sing. I like to sing. And tear it up. I can do that in my truck. So I have to admit, I am very nervous about going in to face these women. I'm like, I'm already feeling bullied before I even get there. With some potential scripted narratives. One night, I had set my audio recorder, just on audio recorder, in my room. In my room. I don't have a roommate. When the overseer had checked in and saw my equipment on the floor, she said, we can't do that. That's against privacy. I said, I'm in a room by myself. What's so private out there? They don't want exposed. Because they're doing psychopathy out there with their scripted ass narratives. They don't want to shed light on, as I see it. So I respected them. Stopped doing it. But isn't that the Willy Wonka Oompa Loompa way? They hang out here. Stasi, not Stasi. I don't care. Anyways. Recharging. And I have to say, I felt very called to Lowell. This is where this Everett Gospel Mission is. It's in a part of Everett called Lowell. See, look. And so usually, when I'm here, I'm usually parked way down over here. This is my first time of parking over here. So, I feel like the land called me. And I can see when God does a work. He uses me to stand up and speak up and stand out for what is right. I can promise you, it's a rough exercise of diligence. Do you know what it's like to be in a shelter made for women and be victimized in there with their psychopathy, scripted narratives, mobbing, complicitness of overseers? Don't tell me you guys are helping yourselves to the trillions of dollars unaccounted for in the immediate history of our country. Because what's happening is a lot of liberties being exploited, pissed on, through this covert communism gig, of which the overseers are complicit with absence of unacknowledgement. To the point, nurse called me, "Are you feeling okay?" "I'm feeling fine, hon. I'm having a great time." So, God forbid your targeted individual comes across as a bit depressed. God forbid your targeted individual comes across agitated. God forbid your targeted individual stands up for themselves. So, my lot in life is to speak up and speak out against injustice, double standards, hypocrisy, if anything, for myself and those that come after me. So, I felt very called to LiTTLe, and then I'm like, man, with all of this psychopathy going on, LiTTLe is pissed. And I knew he was pissed. And I didn't know who LiTTLe was. Thought I should look it up. And I wanted to share this moment with you guys, because I just figured out who LiTTLe is when I parked here. So, let's go say hi to LiTTLe together, okay? Now, mind you, I hatched here. I cracked my egg from the inside out. And shout out to Dr. Joe Dispenza. Brother, I made it. I made the mind and heart coherence. A lot of you won't know what that is about. But for the rest of you, shout out to Frankie's Tarot. Frankie, dedicate this to you, sister. You've helped me throughout my journey. And I love you. Thank you for your work. Thank you. I don't have the coin to thank you now, but please accept this gratitude from the depths of my soul, Miss Frankie. Just Frankie's Tarot. And shout out to Cody with Galactic Goat. It's helped me along my way. And Trend Genius, brother. I was watching your video that morning. I cracked my egg. And I was watching your video whenever I wrapped it up with you too, Miss Frankie. And Trend Genius, Galactic Goat Cody, and Omni Badu. And Tarot Empress, Vivid Flavor. And others will come to me. But these YouTubers have been the wind under my sail. Yeah. It's just a pass. That one was legit, just to pass her through. So, but, you know what? I was taught it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a village. So, come meet LiTTLe Come see what I just saw when I pulled up. It's a beautiful place. And then when I pulled up, I saw this. In memory of Lowell residents who gave their lives in the service of their country, World War I, Bernard E. Pillsbury, World War II, Harold L. Baldwin, Margaret M. Billings, Robert H. Buckley, Arnold W. Erickson, Robert J. Hendrickson, Clarence S. Pendergrass, Korean War, Palmer S. Bratton, Glenn L. Pratt, erected by Lowell Civic Association, 1992. Lowell was calling me here. And I'm a little nervous, to go back to the mission, get my stuff, find out if I'm kicked out for good as a targeted individual. Doing my best. And I know Yeshua has me. But don't you all see what's happening here? You guys are making this country a communist festival land with all of your scripted narratives, your gaslighting, your street theater, your mobbing. Lowell's been upset with you guys that longer than a minute. But at the end of the day, if the narrative that you are pitching is guilty without no chance of any trial, you are Willy Wonka's League of Doom. And if you think that Willy Wonka is going to serve your best interest, then ask yourself, why is radiation poisoning not common practice for a differential diagnosis to rule it in or rule it out? Ask yourself that. Because if you got radiation poisoning as a standard of practice, they're going to be held a lot more accountable for all of this directed energy weapons that cause radiation poisoning. Not to mention all of the extrinsic environmental factors that play into it, which I'm not even really interested in, concerned, really. It's just, we're all being experimented on, children. And if you're not familiar with the Milgram experiment, you flying monkeys should be really concerned. Because the flying monkeys are really the guest of honor to be roasted by your psychopath you're breaking bread with. You're breaking bread with Sodom and Gomorrah. Not to mention Willy Wonka. He's a psychopath. You didn't expect a psychopath to take care of you, did you? Anyhow, my saga continues. If I could take you in with me to the shelter, they probably would never let you in. Because number one vice of all of these covert communists is they run from the camera. They don't like to have their psychopathy on digital signature. Anyhow, this is LiTTLe from Houston, Texas, coming at you from Washington, Everett, in a town called Lowell. Well, all right, 25 minutes, my longest. Love you guys. Peace. Catch up with you.